Okay, hey everybody. Let me give you a little assistance on this Pythagorean theorem worksheet that we got going on here today. All right, so let's start with question 1 and see how we roll here. So, question 1 on this worksheet has a picture of a triangle. So here's what you want to do. You know it's a right triangle, so you know you're going to use Pythagorean theorem. So start by writing out the formula for Pythagorean theorem, which would be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Okay? Now, the next thing you want to do is label your sides. I know the corners are already labeled with a, b, and c, but we want the sides to be labeled with lowercase a, b, and c, okay? Now, remember, c has to be the longest side. It's also the side that's across from your 90-degree angle. So automatically, C is 15 yards, okay? Now, A and B are the other two sides. It doesn't matter which ones you label. I like to try and go in order. So I'm going to make this one A and this one B. You can switch them around, and they'll give you the same answer. Okay. So once you have your sides labeled, this is what you do. You plug in the numbers that are given, okay? So A is 12, so we're going to put 12 squared. We don't know B, that's a question mark, so we're going to leave it B squared for right now. And we know C is 15, so we're going to make that 15 squared. Now, you can do this in your head, knowing what 12 times 12 is, or you can use your calculator. So on the calculator, to do 12 squared, you would do 12, and then you're going to press this caret key, and then 2, and it will give you the answer. It is 144, okay? So I'm going to write that down, 144. B squared, we don't know yet, so we'll leave it B squared. And then 15 squared, same thing. If you don't know 15 times 15 in your head, that's fine. Use the calculator. 15, caret key, 2 equals. And it tells you it is 225. Now, in this case, when we get to this step, we're either going to add these two numbers or we're going to subtract them, depending on what we've got. If they are on opposite sides of the equal sign, meaning one's on the left side of the equal sign and one's on the right, we have to subtract because we have to cancel out. If they were both on the same side, we would add because then they're on the same side. We can put them together. So in this case, we're going to subtract 144 to cancel it, and we'll subtract it over here to keep the balance of the equation, okay? So now bring down b squared equal now 225 minus 144, and that is equal to 81. Now, that's not your final answer. This is saying something times itself equals 81. So you can either do that in your head, or you can do something called the square root. So to undo the squared sign, to get regular b, you take the square root of 81, okay? And the square root of 81 will give you the value of b. Now, in your calculator, how do you do that? So the square root key is right here, under the OP1 key. So see it, press it, square root, 81. Now, in our calculators, there's a parenthesis, so you have to end the parenthesis and hit equal, and our answer now is 9. It's telling you that this bottom value is 9. Okay, and that's our answer. That's how we do it. Let's do another one. Let's do one that has C missing. So let's go down to number 6, for example. So number 6, right triangle again, right? And I'm going to run out of space, so I'm going to do mine under here. You can do yours on the back or on a separate sheet of paper if you don't have enough space. I'm going to do mine right here for the sake of the video. So I see it's a right triangle. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. That's how I need to start. Then I need to label around my triangle. So the first one I label is C, which is across from the right angle and is also the longest side. A and B, I like to go in order. So my smallest one is A, that's 13. My next is B, which is 17. You can flip-flop those and you will get the same answer. It will be fine. Okay, let's plug in what we know. So a squared, we're going to write 13 squared. B squared now we know is 17 squared. And C squared is the one we do not know. Okay, now again, we want to type these in our calculator if we don't know them. 13 squared is 169. 17 squared is going to give us 289 if we type it in our calculator. And C squared is the one we don't know this time. So we leave it C squared for now. Now notice these two are on the same side. They're both on the left side of the equal sign. So in this case, we don't have to cancel them. We add them together. So 169 plus 289 gives us 458. Okay, and that's not our final answer yet. This is saying a number times itself is 458. Now, it's hard to do that in your head, so you want to use your calculator here. So, C is the square root of 458, and then we got to see what that equals. So, using your calculator again, let's do that. Square root key, 458, end your parenthesis, equal. In this case, we get a decimal. If we get a decimal, we say it is about equal to, so it's a squiggly equal sign. And then we round to the nearest tenth. So in this case, 21.4 is our answer for C. C is about 21.4 here. And that's our answer. Now, just so you know, the bottom ones are the same. It lists A, B, and C. You might have to draw your triangle to get your answer, but they are all the same as the ones that we've just been working on. Okay, if you have questions, email me, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Have a good day, everybody. Talk to you soon.